Thank you.
How do you deal with failure? I'm sure that maybe you have failed some
Yeah, for
stuff.
sure.
How do you deal with that? I see your person. I see that. Yeah, you'll go get it. Or I'll do it. But I want to know when you do fail, like what is it that you do to get past that?
So, how I treat it is almost like, okay, it happened. I accept it. I see it. Let's clean it up and let's move on. Move on.
What's the hardest failure that you had to get over?
There's tons of them, but the one that always like really to this day kind of,
Mm-hmm.
because it was impulsive. It was something that I didn't even want to do, but I did it because a lot of customers were telling me to do it, which, by the way, advice to people, don't always listen to your customers. Like, they always tell you, oh, you should carry this and you should have this. Well, yeah, and then you bring it for them and they don't even buy it.
Yeah.
So don't listen to them. I mean, take feedback, but no. So what happened was some customers kept egging me on, like, oh, you should sell evening gowns. You should sell evening gowns. And so I did. I invested a ridiculous sum of money into
How many millions?
80,000
okay,
to be correct.
Thank you.
But for me, at the time, it was a lot.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It was unnecessary. And so I opened up an evening gown department. It wasn't even a store. It was like a department inside of Gal Fashion. And I got a new lease and I made it beautiful. And I got murals and chandeliers and molding and the best brands. And it failed.
After how long?
A year.
A year.
It was a fail.
How long did it take you to, again, the process that, okay, let's just move from this, like the same process that you're talking about, how long did it take you to really get over that phase?
For me, it was like, it shouldn't have to be this hard. Like, if you're doing something and it's too hard and complicated, that means it's not working. If the numbers aren't there, it's not working. If the customers aren't asking for it, it's not working. So I gave it a year to see if it would work, and it didn't. And
did you give yourself that year at the beginning of the start, or as things were going on, you gave yourself that deadline?
I just felt like after a year, if it's not working, it's got to go. Like, okay. It's like that's kind of like my, like I do that with brands too.
Okay.
Like, oh, this is a hot
that's
brand,
like,
everybody wants it.
Did you learn that working on Tres Mariposas maybe, or when you first started?
El Paso is a very strange niche market.
Yes.
So I can bring them something and be like, this is cool. And then for the first 2 months, they might be like, no, I don't understand it. I don't get it. And then you give it 3 or 4 or 5 months, then all of a sudden, all the celebrities have it and they're like, oh, this is cool. And then all of a sudden, 6 months to 8 months down the road, they want it. And then from there, I reorder it and buy it normally. And then we can see if is it selling at full price? Or is it selling on sale? Like, what's the momentum? So a year is a great turnaround to see, is it going to work or is it not going to work?
Nice. That's great advice, because based on your personality that you're like, no, I'll make this work, right? I'm just, I wonder, like, because the truth is that
if I really believe in something, I have to push it. For example, I really believe in my fragrances. Like, I am on that. I believe
Did you bring any free for the podcast host by any chance?
I did not.
Okay.
You should have asked.
Oh, now I know.
But the whole point is that with the fragrance, I didn't know if it was going to work. But I said I'm going to make it work because I believe in it and I feel passionate about it. So if I'm passionate, then my customers are going to be passionate. Then the staff is going to be passionate. Now we're all passionate and everybody loves it and it sells like crazy.
That's why it gets tricky, because, again, with that passion, you're like, oh, I'll last here 10 years because it's going to work, right? So when to kind of like let it go.
But see, now that we're talking about this, the evening gowns, I was never really passionate about it.
There you go.
So it just goes to show, don't do things for money, do it for passion.
Wow. That's the common denominator from everyone that I have had, that they're happy on what they do. They're passionate. Of course, it's hard moments, hard times, but that's exactly what it is.
When you do things with love, passion, and integrity, the money just comes.
Nice. I'll let it have
let it sink in.